Did anybody else see this coming? Because I sure didn't. So, in a surprise announcement yesterday, Silk Song will be announced in 2135. Nah, it's gonna be announced today, along with everything else on my super accurate predictive bingo chart here. Because that's the way that everyone gets with the Nintendo Direct. They get all these expectations, and they're like, wow, they're gonna do the thing. And then they're all upset spaghetti when that doesn't happen. So, normally I just go in with no expectations. I'm like, whatever's announced will be announced. But this time, all this stuff is gonna be announced. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great. I threw this together literally this morning as I was eating an apple. Finally, Yoshi will go to prison. That's right. Can't wait to see it. I should have started coming up with this like yesterday, but I was busy yesterday, so this morning it was. And yeah, surprise announcement yesterday. Nintendo was like, oh yeah, we know that our Nintendo Switch 2 presentation is next week, but we're also going to have like a Nintendo Switch Direct tomorrow. So there's a good chance this might just be like the final Nintendo Switch Direct. And I mean, it still makes sense to be releasing games on the platform considering like back compatibility with the Switch 2 and stuff like that. And considering like the Switch being out during COVID and situations like Animal Crossing New Horizons where everyone was getting a Switch and playing inside, I don't think that you're ever going to be able to capture the sales of the Switch 1 with the Switch 2. Won't be able to get that lightning in a bottle again. So it makes sense to still be releasing games that'll be available on both platforms. And I am genuinely curious to see what there's going to be here. I'm surprised that they announced it like just the day before. Nintendo announces stuff so randomly. Like, they announced that their Switch 2 was a thing in the first place on like some random Tuesday, the successor to the Nintendo Switch 2. On some random Wednesday, they were like, oh, by the way, we're having a new Nintendo Direct tomorrow morning to unveil like half an hour of new Switch games. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on over at Nintendo when it comes to their decision making for announcing things, but hey. And now I think Nintendo fans, like, we'll see with the presentations here and the one next week, but it seems very much like Nintendo fans are eating good with there being a Nintendo Switch Direct and then immediately the Switch 2 Direct. Like, it's very much one of those situations of holy shit, 2 cakes, you know? And I think a lot of people are really excited about that. I will be very intrigued to see what stuff is still coming to the Switch. I would imagine games that aren't really pushing the limits of the console, because I've been playing a shit ton of Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition lately. I mean, that's still what's set up here. And I've been playing a little bit of it on my own time, like grinding up my level and stuff to continue bum rushing through things. And my god, I swear, it feels like I'm playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. That game lags so much. And I blame the hardware. I don't blame Monolith Soft. Monolith Soft are wizards. The fact that they got it on that console and like nearly half the size of the game putting it on there is... how do you even do that? So honestly, hats off to them. And I hope that 60 FPS patch that's apparently somewhere in the code that would activate with the Switch 2 makes it a bit more playable, because I could not see myself playing it long term on the Switch. So, you know, the Switch is limited hardware here. If even wizards like Monolith Soft aren't able to pull it off quite perfectly, the fact that they got it on there at all is amazing. So I would imagine there's probably not going to be anything super ambitious with this Direct. If there's anything super ambitious, that would be with a Switch 2. But hey, I greatly enjoy games that aren't trying to push the limits of the console plenty as well. The thing that I would definitely be most excited about would be something like Unicorn Overlord 2, but that would be a little bit soon after the first one just came out last year and was probably my game of the year last year, because despite its flaws, that game was actually so much fun. All the sniffles. That was actually a really good game there. So, I mean, is it going to be mostly first-party games here? Is it going to be mostly third-party games? What are we going to be seeing? It's probably second biggest announcement. Oh, Dragon Quest. I was about to say probably second biggest announcement at the beginning and then biggest announcement at the end, because the thing that people remember the most is always the stuff at the beginning and end. So with the Nintendo Directs, they usually do their second biggest announcement right at the beginning and then their biggest announcement right at the end. So yeah, the HD 2D remakes and stuff. Two tales of brave heroes begin anew. Okay, but this is something that people already knew existed, which implies there probably isn't anything super major, probably, if it's not a new announcement. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this actually has like a big following behind it for these Dragon Quest HD 2D remakes. I wouldn't know. I'm not really in the Dragon Quest kind of loop. I might have to ask Lancer about that, I guess. But they do look very visually charming and nice. I've always liked the look of the HD 2D games. They are very quite nice. I like the Octopath Triangle strategy, like, art that comes along with them. That comes along with, I guess, all the HD 2D games at this point. That's pretty cool. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake 2025. Yeah, and 3 is the one that has already released, if memory serves. Ha! I gotta turn up my own volume here. So what kind of stuff do we have in store? This stuff that'll be playable on the Switch 1 and Switch 2. Yeah, literally like a week away. I think that's Wednesday, right? Oh no, that's Friday. They're really big stuff. They're unveiling stuff on Friday, so 8 days from now is when they're doing that. Get a better first-hand look at the console and mayhap some video games on it, I would presume. But yeah, so I guess I'm not playing all the HD 2D games because I haven't really touched the Dragon Quest ones, but the other ones I have not. Oxygen not included. I presume here, I don't actually know what gameplay of that game looks like, but I presume it looks like this. If I had to guess from that. A game that I have heard a few things about. Or maybe I'm completely wrong and this is something completely different. And I'm making... Yeah, I'm making presumptions here. I just know that there exists a game called Oxygen Not Included. I saw Oxygen at 1%, so that was the first thing that I thought of. It's like, is that what this game that I've heard about looks like? No.
Your mission is to track down Iris, an internet idol who has been
trapped
in a mysterious escape.
Is Elon Musk in charge?
Conduct interviews to investigate Iris's whereabouts. Dive into a subject's dreams to reveal clues hidden deep within their psyche. And solve mind-bending puzzles in an explorable environment.
This gives me the impressions of like Shin Megami Tensei crossed with the Ace Attorney investigation sequences. Is what this feels almost like in a sci-fi setting. Spike Chunsoft. Oh, interesting.
Unleash the supernatural.
The fact that he says unleash the supernatural as the guy's holding his hand over his belt, I don't know how I feel about that. All right. Well, why is my nose suddenly getting running? I've got allergies to him summoning the supernatural.
RPG returns with remastered HD graphics and enhanced gameplay.
I'm not familiar with it. Sega title, it looks like.
In the year Taisho 20,
I have a feeling that this direct is going to be mostly third-party games, and then a lot of the first-party ones are going to be Switch 2 then, from here. Guess we shall see. Unless there's a big thing at the end. But I mean, I don't mind it being a presentation of mostly third-party games. I definitely don't mind that. There's a couple of other AI Somnium games already on the Switch and other platforms. This is a third game, I think. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm not familiar with them. But I guess Spike Chunsoft games there. I was about to say, is this Shin Megami Tensei adjacent? And sure seems like it is.
and their powers are helpful in finding solutions during investigations.
Huh. So I knew that there was Persona as a Shin Megami Tensei spin-offs, but I guess this is too? Considering I'm seeing all the Shin Megami Tensei slash Persona personas there, essentially. Slash demons. Yeah, Atlas game. Interesting.
Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Alright, well.
Consume darkness.
Tasty. Sounds delicious.
With your memories gone,
This immediately gives me a Metroidvania vibe.
strange, unfamiliar world
Bandai Namco.
where you're greeted by a yellow orb known as Puck.
Hi, Pac-Man.
Who is this spherical stranger, moored in a mysterious, maze-like world?
It's a remaster of a PlayStation 2 SMT pin. Whatever. Interesting, huh? Yeah, I hadn't heard of it before.
By examining your surroundings, you can phase shift and combine with Puck to explore areas you couldn't reach before.
It is Pac-Man.
Tread lightly. The creatures inhabiting this world.
That is Metroidvania.
When facing imposing enemies, you and Puck can temporarily fuse into the Gaia form to unleash powerful attacks.
Interesting. I like the art style. I quite like the look here. It's pretty charming.
Collect resources that can then be used to enhance your abilities. Work to uncover Puck's true goal.
To consume all the things, like the 4 ghosts.
Experience a dark twist on the iconic Pac-Man when Shadow Labyrinth launches on Nintendo
A dark
Switch
twist on the
July.
iconic Pac-Man. Something that I never thought I would hear in my life. Interesting.
March begins.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Remasters of Patapon and Patapon 2 are drumming onto Nintendo Switch.
I can't tell whether I've heard of these before or not. I might have.
Play your drum to the beat and give different commands to the Patapon army. For example,
Yeah, I'm more intrigued with the
Patapon advances them forward.
dark Metroidvania Pac-Man game.
Has them attack. And if you string together combos,
Who needs Silk Song when we have Pac-Man?
Patapons enter fever mode and get a big boost in power. From the horse riding.
Yeah, I don't think I have heard of this before.
Tatepon.
I think this is a first.
To take on hordes of fierce foes. Plus, new features have been added.
Interesting.
You can dance to the beat of your own drum. Lead the Patapons and march.
I mean, I don't know what to say.
Patapon 1+2 replay launches on Nintendo Switch.
Hell yeah.
Welcome to Zephyr Town.
Zephyr Town.
Cozy place nestled in a windswept valley. This is where
Almost concerning arm gesture there. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. I think I've heard the name Story of Seasons before.
First cropping up on Nintendo DS. This immersive farming and life sim.
Yeah, I was about to say like a Harvest Moon like thingamabob.
You must be the new farm.
Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing, that kind of thing.
Farm while growing
Well,
crops and
I guess Harvest Moon is a bit more closely related with the whole farming sim kind of stuff. Hello, Reggie Bump.
and other wares at the town's weekly bazaar.
Did you miss anything?
Sales grow.
It's been a bunch of
Once famous
it's been nothing but third-party games so far. There's a Metroidvania Pac-Man game.
like to spend more time with you.
A dark twist on Pac-Man was what the last announcement was. Actually, 2 announcements ago, there was the Patapon. That was the thing that caught my attention the most. There have been some things that we already knew about, like Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remakes,
A breeze.
and some other games that are getting remasters coming to the Switch
And your new life on
of
the
different
farm
third-party
begins
stuffs.
when Story of Seasons
But Metroidvania
Grand
Pac-Man
Bazaar
is
launches on
what's caught my
Nintendo
attention the most.
Pre-orders begin
Just 'cause it's
later
so-
today on Nintendo eShop.
So what? Pac-Man Metroidvania, that's right. Where you play as a different character and you have like a Pac-Man helper bot that consumes things. And part of them... And the announcer at the end was like, this new dark twist on the classic Pac-Man or something like that. Is this Prime 4? Or am I going crazy here? Nah, it's probably not. Oh, it probably is. I was like, once we get a wide out shot, if we see that seamed tree that we got before. Well, it makes sense that Prime 4 would be like a Switch game and not a Switch 2 game at this point. I'm surprised that they didn't save this for like the end. Maybe they have something new for the end. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a game that I'm hyped for. Played through all the Prime games in preparation for this, and I quite enjoyed them. Well, I mean, the Switch 2 is back compatible, so the Switch 2 will be able to play this as well. And if Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition is any indication, there might be Switch 2 specific enhancements for some games, like 60 FPS for Xenoblade Chronicles X potentially.
Stone figures and other relics to carve a path forward.
I mean, Metroid Prime Remastered on the Switch looked visually fantastic. And this looks really nice too. But yeah. Oh, like with them continuing to release games for the Switch in this case, you mean?
Living in the jungle are waiting to strike.
Very purple aesthetics going on here. Makes sense with the title. With the title art, I should say. Oh, slappy thing. Yeah, that's a really cool background there.
As she explores the planet, Samus is granted mysterious and ancient powers.
Like?
Psychic abilities.
Oh.
These powers allow
Is there someone in your family with a red car?
and open doors.
I could already do that.
They also allow her to control the trajectory of her beams. with
Oh, we got the friggin' Predator arrow from Assassin's Creed. Slash things from a lot of other games.
these powers bestowed upon them.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh yeah, moving stuff like that. That's pretty neat. Why knows? I'm gonna turn it up just a smidge here. Maybe that wasn't enough of a smidge.
Be her fate after being summoned to Vuros. The threads intertwining beyond space and time.
Yeah, this definitely makes me excited to play this game.
New tale.
It does look nice after playing the coming 2025. Okay, so no specific release date yet. But after playing Metroid Prime 1 to 3, definitely looking forward to playing this. I say this sounds like Dark Samus and psychic moves. This is part of the trilogy, so it's likely intentional. Mayhap. Whoa. Cool color scheme there. So this will be like our new suit.
今回も様々な試練がサムスを待ち受けていそうですが、
Interesting.
彼らの力、サイキック能力によって広がる探索にも
I can't wait to tell people's fortunes before I murder them.
続いて
Because that's what you do in Metroid games, is you shoot everything that moves. If you don't, you're not playing Metroid right.
To stir up some mischief? Once upon a time, there was a drab coffee shop that transformed into a magical potion.
I guess I'm allergic to Disney villains' cursed cafe.
You'll craft concoction for
Open the pre-orders for the collection edition already, please. Yes, please.
mix ingredients to brew all sorts of strange elixirs.
Who cares about Metroid Prime 4? This game is what it's all about. The Disney villains, whatever cafe. I've already forgotten the name.
From Yzma, you can upgrade your ingredients to produce some wildly wicked creations.
I mean, I guess there is that.
The potions you make
From Prime 2
influence each customer's story
/ Super Metroid.
leading to different outcomes
Ah.
every time you play. Who knows what mischief might happen? Disney Villains Cursed Cafe.
That's what it was called.
Launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
Oh, I better start my playthrough of that one. That's what I better do.
Summon a spellbinding adventure.
The pixel art of this gives me Pokemon Ranger vibes. Is what it gives me the closest impression of.
Brook College, where
Is it Baby Metroid
students
and Prime 2?
strive to
No.
master the magical arts.
Is not in any of the Prime games. The storyline order goes Metroid 1,
Rituals,
all of the Prime games,
ride on brooms,
Metroid 2 to
and
5.
advanced techniques to go
And the
from
baby is like
training
Metroid
to
Prime 2 and no,
skilled
Metroid 2 and 3, not Metroid Prime.
There's also
So all the
plenty
Prime
to do
games are before that
outside
point.
class. Hang out with friends at their homes. Take on various jobs to help pay for tuition. Or
If I
use
want to
your
do that, I
skills
just do it in real
to
life.
craft and sell original items. Plus,
What,
there are
Prime 2 in
4
reference,
players
or
can make
Prime
magic
in reference to
together
the
in
baby?
online co-op. Explore
You're the
this
one that mentioned the
whimsical
baby.
world on the road
I
to
just- what?
graduation and beyond. Are you ready for a
Yeah, charming pixel art.
spellbinding journey?
Jasper was a cool place to visit.
When Witchbrook flies onto Nintendo Switch this winter.
Chucklefish. Was that the name of the company behind Stardew Valley, or am I losing my mind?
And arcade games await.
Mention the baby, you brought up the game.
On a fantastical mission to eliminate.
I was just saying that it doesn't exist in those games, and I thought you had asked like what games that it was from anyway. And
Archipelago, where nightmares and wonder collide.
I don't understand what's even being contested at this point.
Then use its abilities to find your own path through the enchanting world.
Look, here's Silk Song.
Cover the secrets the archipelago holds.
Look, Bugs,
Find
Silk
out
Song.
when the Eternal Life of Goldman launches on Nintendo Switch this winter.
Looks very charming.
Celebrate the 40th anniversary of Gradius with a collection of arcade shoot-'em-up games from across the series. Titles include Gradius,
Not Prime 2, Metroid 2, and Super Metroid is what it's from.
Gradius 2,
Is the case.
Gradius 3, and Salamander
So,
2. Some titles come with multiple versions, including ones from different regions and
Interesting.
launch years. Plus, take the
Cool
helm
for those that want to
with new
experience the
entry,
different versions and
Salamander
version
3.
differences and stuff. Knows why you do this to me.
Gradius Origins launches on Nintendo Switch August 7th. Pre-orders begin later today.
Why knows?
Nintendo eShop.
It's just one of those days from doing an early morning stream, I guess.
Press the corresponding buttons in each lane to fight monsters in rhythm-based combat. Keep the cadence
I'd probably just rather play Guitar Hero.
battles, quirky minigames, remix stages, and
Well, I don't contest that I brought those up, just saying that that's what the baby is from, but like, I still don't understand what's being contested. Like, if I brought up Metroid 2 and 3 to say that that's what the baby is in, I don't understand what's being contested. Like, I genuinely don't understand what this conversation topic is anymore.
Let's see what's in store.
Well, let's see. Hell yeah.
Welcome to Tamagotchi Plaza, a brand new entry in the Tamagotchi Connection series.
Hell yeah.
There are stores galore. Designed
Time to
glasses
spend
at the
all
opera
my
shop.
monies.
Polish pearly whites solo or with a friend at the dentist. And arrange plates at the afternoon tea shop. 12 wonderful
Move over,
stores
Xenoblade Chronicles
need
X.
help.
This is gonna take over my life now.
Provide good customer service to get high ratings and upgrade each shop. In doing so, you'll get to meet more Tamagotchi.
Definitely
making the town
charming.
Livelier than before.
Hopefully those that
100
like
new
Tamagotchi
classic Tamagotchi.
are really into it. I don't know the first thing about it.
Get ready to set up shop when Tamagotchi Plaza launches on Nintendo Switch June 27th.
Hey, that's close enough to Tamagotchi. May as well fill out that bit on my bingo sheet, right? Really, they're showing new stuff with Pokemon Legends ZA in the direct here. Not being saved just for the Pokemon presents and stuff.
Welcome to Pokemon Legends ZA, a new title in the Pokemon
There was
series.
a video posted in the Discord server recently that I checked out just the other day while I was editing the Xenoblade Chronicles X stuff that really delved into the reason why this looks better at face value is because they removed so many of the jagged edges that would make up the world by just turning every building like completely flat, except for like that one, in terms of like the walls along them. And that was something that I pointed out in like the initial reveal, is that every single building just, well, 99% of buildings seem to just be flat and the same repeating flat window texture over and over and over again. But it would make sense to do that, to kind of cut things over here to make like the other textures look a little bit better. Because yeah, at face value it does look better than Scarlet and Violet, but then you look at a building a little bit too long and it's like, oh, does it? Like looking at the trees and like the grass and stuff around here, it definitely looks better than Scarlet and Violet. But yeah, look at those buildings with the exact same repeating windows and like not balcony things, just like the railing that doesn't really block anything. It blocks the window, but the railing is there as if it has like a small balcony when it just doesn't, and it's so weird looking. Yeah, hopefully it continues running better. I mean, I'm sure that they wouldn't show it lagging in a trailer.
The ZA Royale.
That's such a
Train
Pokemon name.
in battle zones.
So is this like the main objective of the game?
Battle.
Because that's something that I still don't understand about the game is like, what is the objective? What is the story? What are you doing? Wow, you can just ambush people.
The right moment is key.
And if they still have to pay you when you beat them in a Pokemon battle, does that mean that you can essentially mug people by attacking them in the back?
Some Pokemon can power up even more.
Time to eat 5 ice creams at once.
You'll start at rank Z and work your way up to rank A.
Gonna be a little ways to go then.
The top are said to have a wish granted.
Oh, so it's one of those situations like Pokemon Conquest, go unite the region, or Pokken Tournament, go like beat all the guys in the tournament. It's one of those where you just continue doing the same objective over and over again until eventually the story does something with it. It's one of those stories. Can't say that I find that particularly interesting then, but we'll see what ends up happening here. We'll see what that is like. The ore transforms. People are gonna mug you at night. But yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that wouldn't mind that. I don't think I would be into that. I always need to have like a sense of progression and like I'm working towards something. That's why I'm bored out of my mind playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla right now. Because it doesn't have that.
But what it does have is lots of funny little rhythm games. Boop. You wanna see? Boop.
Ah, well, because you asked nicely.
Just press the button to jump through the ring.
Well, I mean, I haven't worked at the Pokedex in like a decade. So, I mean...
It sounds easy. But the timing is super tricky. Boop. Maybe you could try it in time to a rhythm.
We're jamming, we're bopping here. There have been a couple rhythm games in this direct.
In this game, you might do almost anything, but you will need to do it in rhythm.
You might do almost anything.
With practice, you might even be able to play it with your eyes closed.
This looks like a Mr. Men manga. I have no idea what that is. But I guess that's what Mr. Miserable is from.
Entry in the Rhythm Paradise series. Rhythm Paradise Groove.
A game series name I think I've heard of before. Seen clips of. But I think that's about it.
リズム天国ミラクルスターズが登場しますつんくさんがプロデュースする楽曲ももちろんたくさん収録されていますさてどんな
Definitely has charm.
いくのでしょうかどうぞお楽しみに続いてはご購入いただいたダウンロードソフトの扱い方についての
News about the use of digital games on your console. We're changing the OS.
With game cards, you can put a game featuring Mario in this Nintendo Switch console and a Legend of Zelda game in this one.
I'd be upset if I
Insert the
couldn't.
games you have on hand into any console you want. But what if digital games could be as flexible and convenient as game cards?
They're adding shareable digital games.
Up with. Introducing the virtual game card.
It's pretty late in the console's life cycle for that, considering the Switch 2 presentation is 8 days from now. What?
When purchasing the digital version of a game, it will be loaded onto your console as a virtual game card, allowing you to play that title. Your digital
Okay.
games will be lined up as virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen.
They're adding a new icon.
Here, you can load and eject your virtual game cards and manage which games you can play on your console.
again, pretty late in the console's lifetime, but I assume the reason why they're doing this is to allow you to play your digital Switch games on your Switch 2. Is why this is coming out now. So that people that own a bunch of digital games on the Switch aren't locked to it. But I would have thought that you could just like log into the eShop, like purchase would transfer over, and then like your save data syncs with the cloud. Is how I would have assumed it would work and would be like the easier thing. So that's the most dense concept I've ever heard. Systems linked.
You can also lend out virtual games.
So I guess this is how you lend games virtually, which is nice that there's a way to do it. Instead of just being like, oh, I can share if I have a physical game, but if there's a digital game, like, it's only being played here. Lend out virtual game card.
And you're done.
Again, you'd think if they do this, they would have done it like around the beginning of the console's lifetime.
You can only lend one game at a time to a particular person. Games can be lent out for 2 weeks, after which they will automatically return to you. Making digital games even easier to use. Virtual Game Card.
That's different. All the more reason to own physical. Agreed. I'll stick with physical, thank you. Yeah. I hope that you can still use it the way that I was just describing, is like you log into the Nintendo eShop, you download your own purchases, and like, you know, your save data syncs up and stuff. Imagine if anybody that had digital Switch games needed to continue lending them out to their Switch 2 on a 2-week basis. Like, I highly doubt that'll be the case, so I assume the 2-week basis is just lending it to other people, but, you know, log into your own Nintendo account and you'll have your purchases and stuff, so. Or whatever kind of system they're gonna do. I guess I'll wait until the Switch 2 comes out to see firsthand how stuff works. Or not, because I use physical. Because heck yeah. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 intensifies with that game. On the back of a moving Titan. Some different stuff rapid fire here. But yeah, I can't give them up, not even for a 2-week period. Oh, look at that frame rate. Oh. The amazing frames. Okay.
Once more.
Hell yeah, I loved it so much the first time. What are we talking about?
HD remaster of Saga Frontier 2 is venturing on to Nintendo Switch.
I'm not actually familiar with it.
The Royal Heir and Will the Explorer.
Ah.
Two heroes whose
Allergies.
legacies will
Why?
intertwine across generations in this epic RPG. Experience the original story, along with brand new
Not gonna
events
give
that
them up.
expand the vibrant world of Sondale. Plus, team up with more characters in battle.
Falcon Punch.
Transfer stats to allies through the parameter inheritance system.
Big poke.
After finishing the main story, you can test your mettle and might against even more powerful bosses. What histories will you uncover through the ages?
I like the general look.
Saga Frontier 2 Remastered launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it.
Monumental adventures await.
Is this a Bloxorks-like game or whatever that game name was? It wasn't a Flash thing, but one of those online thingamabobs. Maybe not necessarily. Well, I saw the blocks and I assumed that you'd be like moving it down and up and rotating it. A puzzle in a different way. Seen this game before?
In Monument
I have
Valley,
not.
lead the silent Princess Ida in her quest for forgiveness while outsmarting the enigmatic Crow people. A different journey awaits in Monument Valley 2. Guide
So it's a
Ro in
bundle
her
of games?
adventure through motherhood as she and her child unlock the secrets of the sacred geometry. Both games contain all their additional chapters, add-ons, and DLC. The first two Monument Valley games
Add-ons
launch on
and
Nintendo
DLC?
Switch
What's the
April
difference?
15th.
Like, would add-ons be like free content added later to the original games? He said something else, so it was add-ons, DLC, and something else.
Noor on her journey to restore the world's light in Monument Valley 3, setting sail on Nintendo Switch this summer.
Okay. Interesting. That's what we need on the Switch, more golf games.
A brand new entry in the Everybody's Golf series is driving onto Nintendo Switch.
Hot Shots. I mean, I played a game on the PS2 that I think was Hot Shots Golf 3. I don't know if it's related, since the actual game name here seems to be Everybody's Golf, and then, like, the sub-name of it is Hot Shots, so I don't think it'd be part of that Hot Shots series that I would have played.
Other special shots.
I lost my mind with against the AI sometimes.
Single-player challenge mode.
Optimal golf gear. I mean, I guess there isn't really optimal gear for golf, but,
In Wacky Golf, your shots to get pulled into holes, or
Everybody's Golf, the true successor to Mario Golf.
Quite par for the course. Up to 4 golfers can hit the fairway.
I had my eyes on that dude with the green shirt.
So just relax and get ready to tee off. Everybody's Golf.
Most anime golf ever.
Nintendo Switch.
Maybe not ever, but definitely up there. Get hit with the power of America, I guess.
In the fight against evil. Pair up 2 heroes from the roster of 15, including the likes of the spectacular Spider-Man and the ferocious Wolverine, to take on the challenge. From close quarters combatants to aerial aces,
This looks like something that could have potentially been an arcade game at one point. A 2-player thing there.
And swap between your team of 2 at any time. Take advantage of your team's
Presumably
strengths
it is
to
not then.
overwhelm your foes. Plus,
But those kinds of vibes.
players can
Which is, I
assemble
assume, the
for
aesthetic that they were
local
kind of going for.
play.
You know anything about Super Rush? You should know its mechanics are nothing like Mario Golf. Well, I mean, I played Super Rush on the channel here. I don't know if I'd ever played a previous Mario Golf.
Nintendo Switch this winter.
Don't know if I had or
マー
not.
ベルのスーパーヒーローたちがタッグを組んで立ち向かうマーベルコズミックインベージョンを
Yeah, after each trailer, we get like a summary of the trailer.
タイトルになります
Alright, so the last one. So it'll probably be the biggest one, because they, like, again, people always remember the stuff at the beginning and end the most, so that's usually what they do. A new Animal Crossing. I don't know. Oh man, is this Tamagotchi life? They're actually gonna be a bit on my bingo sheet filled out. The frame rate. A little bit off there. Tamagotchi life, living the dream. So not a port, but a sequel. Not a port / remaster, but a sequel. Well, that'll definitely make some people excited. I never played Tamagotchi Life. I've heard that it can be super wacky. Certainly what I've heard. People are going to be livid. Yes, surely.
Glad it was just a dream.
Oh yeah, and the voices and stuff. People would make like cursed songs in the original game.
シリーズ最新作友達コレクションワクワク生活が登場します
Yeah, it's been a hot second.
海に浮かぶ島にミーたちの暮らす様子が見られましたがさて今回はどんな人間模様
But yeah, I guess it makes sense that they'd save a new game announcement for the end, and not like Legends GA or Prime 4 that we already knew existed. Save something brand new
ここまで
for the end.
任天堂ダイレクトをご視聴いただきありがとうございます
So far, implying there will be more.
最後に
Just hope it contains the Miitopia character customizer, one can hope. Oh, that's because there is more. It's just not, that was the final game. But there's a different thing. The public execution of Pal World. But now it's going to be indirect. We are now sending carrier pigeons to deliver the news.
世界中のたくさんの人に見ていただいています。本当にありがとうございます。任天堂ダイレクトはこれからも継続していきますが、直接お届けするコンセプトをもとに新た
Oh,
な
just
情報
for
チャン
it?
ネルを始めます。
Or something?
それは
Another app?
任天堂 Today というモバイルアプリです。
Which functions like a daily
いろんなイベン
calendar.
トが確認できるようになっていて、任天堂のゲームや
Star Fox
サッカー
Beyond.
に関するニュースとちょっと楽しいコンテンツを毎日日替わりでお届けします。来週4月2日の
I mean, fun for those that like those, I guess, but I'm not really a big fan of Nintendo
最
apps.
新情報を毎日直接
I don't think I want Nintendo news daily.
任天堂 Today はこのダイレクトが終了してから順次配信を開始していきます。任天堂アカウントがあればどなたでもお使いいただけますので
Yeah, considering some of their recent apps like Nintendo Music, for example,
私からのお知らせ
and
が
how limited stuff is just so that they can keep on rolling stuff out, so that they can keep on bringing up its existence in every subsequent like presentation. And chance that they get to be like, hey, there's new stuff coming out. Here's a reminder that this is an app that exists. I have a feeling that this app might potentially be pretty lackluster as well, just so that they can keep on adding crap to it. So I don't exactly have the most faith in Nintendo's apps, you know. Definitely not. I feel like I don't really have a massive ton to like say about this direct and analyze. A lot of third-party games here, which, you know, a lot of which I'm not familiar with. For those that are and are excited about this stuff, great. This is the thing that I'm most intrigued about here. Yeah, the Pac-Man thing, Bob. This is what I'm intrigued about here. Honestly, this is the game that caught my attention the most, this presentation.
Strange, unfamiliar world.
Yeah, Bandai Namco.
Where
Shadow
reveal a
Labyrinth.
yellow orb known as Puck.
Yeah, I was joking calling it Pac-Man at first, but then found out that is literally what it is meant to be.
Like world, your battle for survival.
And it's Bandai Namco, they can do whatever they want with Pac-Man, but like,
As Puck guides you on your journey, you'll delve deeper into
I
the
can't believe this is a thing.
By examining your surroundings, you
I
can
don't know who
build
greenlit this,
combine
but
with Puck
praise be to them.
explore areas you couldn't reach before.
It's so
But tread lightly.
silly
The
and
creatures
weird.
inhabiting this world will prove hostile. When
The Metroidvania Pac-Man
Puck
game.
can temporarily fuse into the Gaia form.
This is based on that Prime special episode? I have no idea what that is, I'm sorry to say. That,
By consuming your prey, you'll
Nom
collect
nom nom.
resources that can then be used to enhance your abilities.
it's... Yeah, I'm just flabbergasted that this
Work to
exists.
Uncover Puck's true goal and devour enemies to survive this cruel world.
That gives me very much like Nier Replicant vibes.
Experience a dark twist on the iconic Pac-Man when Shadow Labyrinth launches on
A dark
Experience
twist on the iconic Pac-Man is how it's phrased.
and devour enemies to survive this cruel world. Experience a dark twist on the iconic Pac-Man when Shadow Labyrinth launches on Nintendo.
I'm so here for this. It actually looks like a pretty sick game, not gonna lie. I like the little Pac-Man symbol with the long O looking kind of like a track of like a Pac-Man maze as it's going through and stuff. Like that actually does look kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of here for it. Yeah, in terms of newly announced games, I think that's the thing that caught my attention the most. Like, I'm obviously excited for Prime 4 after playing all the Metroid Prime games up to this point, even including the spin-offs, and enjoying them. So definitely looking forward to that. And then I do plan on playing Pokemon Legends ZA, because, like, Pokemon stuff, but if the main goal is just going to be going around, like, battling people until you go from, like, rank Z to rank A, well, maybe they delisted the video and stuff is not working here anymore.
Pokemon
Oh, here we go.
going lives in
Like, I wouldn't think that it would stop me from watching the video, like, while it's going on, but I swear that's happened to me before. They say that when all they need to do is give us a first-person Pac-Man maze where the yellow boy is a threat. Yeah, where's the first-person Pac-Man game, huh? But yeah, generally it looks better until you look at the buildings and, just see, like, the blandest, flattest thing ever.
Lumio City.
But yeah,
But
if I wasn't a content creator covering this on my channel, I would not be sold on this so far. Like, with Pokemon Legends Arceus, though that game definitely had some struggles graphically as well, at least you had, like, very different areas to explore, and it felt like you were actually finding Pokemon in their natural environments. Like, I feel like the most immersed that I've been in a Pokemon game in terms of, like, finding them in their natural environments in a game where I could potentially catch them, was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Perrin's quest line. Not Pokemon Scarlet and Violet normally, where Pokemon just pop in around you like plagues of locusts and wander around mindlessly like they're absolutely not existing in their natural environment. Being able to catch them right then and there, the closest is probably Pokemon Legends Arceus, but where it's like you would see some Pokemon sleeping sometimes, or, you know, go swimming in the water, but for the most part, most Pokemon were just kind of around, existing, being, not really living naturally in their world. But the Perrin quest line in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, which was basically Pokemon Snap there, the Pokemon weren't just all around you popping in. They were actually far and few between, and you would find them doing like natural kinds of things, like Hoots in trees, or flying between trees, or a Sudowoodo standing still, or Lotads swimming around in the water, stuff like that. And it felt like I'm actually finding them living in the world. That's the kind of thing that I've always wanted from the Pokemon games. And so the Perrin quest line of Scarlet and Violet came the closest to that authentic feeling kind of Pokemon world in terms of their living naturally in their environment. But here, just like a city, and there's designated zones of city where they can just like wander around mindlessly like Scarlet or Violet or Legends Arceus. I feel like it's going to feel even less authentic, and just the entire game being a city with the only clear objective being do battles and get stronger until you go from rank Z to rank A. Like, that doesn't sound like a very interesting game in my opinion. Like, I feel like I would rather play a game like Pokemon Legends Arceus over this. Wow, all the sniffles here.
The ZA Royale.
So, yeah, if this is the main objective, it just doesn't sound very interesting. I mean, it'd be about as interesting as another Pokemon game that's filled with battles like, you know, Stadium, or I guess you could argue maybe Coliseum. Like, there was more story going on to Coliseum, but for the most part, it's just battle after battle after battle after battle after battle, to be fair. It feels kind of like something like that, where it's just going to be like battle after battle after battle after battle, while occasionally going and catching Pokemon, and that's maybe it. And maybe you get, like, side quests from AZ sometimes? I don't know.
If you're spotted,
Like, I'll play it on the channel, I'll cover it here, but, like, if I was just, you know, looking for games to play on my own, not doing content on this channel, I would not be sold. After this game would come out, I would definitely look into other people playing it to see, like, okay, how actually does this game play? Like, see some first-hand gameplay experience and decide, okay, let's get a sense of the gameplay loop. Does this seem like it would be fun? And then decide based on that. Because right now it honestly doesn't sound super interesting, but maybe I'll be surprised. I hope I'm surprised. I want to get more fun out of Pokemon stuff. Like, there's some variety in the brightness of these windows at least, but, you know, for the most part, it's just the same basic repeated kind of thing. But yeah, I guess you could argue that it's just Coliseum. What happens when your Rotoms start beefing? Somebody's Pokedex gets destroyed. I still don't think they're introducing anything new for this game. They are gameplay-wise. It's a real-time system, seemingly in the style of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where it seems like each of these is assigned to a face button, and you can activate them as they charge up, and also dodge attacks. So, like, that's new. That's something very different gameplay-wise. But it'll be interesting to see how it works balance-wise, and how fun and engaging it is. So, you know, I'll play this, but in my opinion, it doesn't seem super interesting so far. Parts of the world definitely look better. But man, every single building just looks the same. So that part doesn't look super great. But hey, at least like the floors and stuff look better. But yeah, so the things that caught my attention the most: Pac-Man Metroidvania, Metroid Prime 4. Some news on ZA, I suppose. And of course, Tomodachi Life. I mean, is it new Pokemon, new forms, new anything? I'm sure there'll be new Megas. Imagine they bring back Mega Evolutions for the first time in, like, 11 years, and then there's no new Megas. That would be a classic Game Freak thing to do. Yeah, so when did the first Tomodachi Life come out again? Tomodachi Life. Oh, and I may as well, I'm honestly surprised. Where the hell did I put the thing? I swear I put on a Tomodachi thing here. Did I not? Am I losing my mind? Maybe I didn't act. Oh, there it is. Look at that. It was actually a tile. I didn't think that there was gonna be anything on this. On this, I put it together kind of as a joke, like some things that you would never expect to see on the Switch. This is a case where it's like we just got a game, so of course there wouldn't be anything. This I thought was funny because, like, you know, that's PlayStation's thing there. They wouldn't want to put that on the Swatch. Yeah, so Tomodachi Life 3DS game, April 18th, 2013. Yeah, so that was a decent little while ago. That should be their opening foot for advertising because this game is not selling on Mega alone on the same console as Let's Go. Oh yeah, Let's Go had Megas, didn't it? I forgot about that, honestly. I forgot that was a thing. But yeah, so maybe I'll play this on the channel. What does a playthrough of Tomodachi Life even look like? Does it have an endpoint? Or is it just one of those games where you kind of dick around and have fun and stuff like that? Was there multiple things here? Your friends, your drama, your life. Marriage? You can get married in it? I think I'm good. Which is a sequel to the Japan exclusive Nintendo DS title Tomodachi Collection. Okay. Interesting. I've seen a lot of clips of this game before. Children the Moon, run out of the room. What? Hold on. Can I find a hold on. Someone has a playlist of Tomodachi Life funniest songs. There's people have made like some really, really cursed things in Tomodachi Life. Children, the moon, run out of the... Oh, valid endpoints for Tomodachi Life? Hold on. Like, how much stuff does Tomodachi Life let you get away with here anyway? I know that there are some really silly things that you could do in the original game. Is that Snoop Dogg? And then Eggman next to him? Hold on. What? Oh, what is this? What is this here? Professor, is that how you spell that? Tomodachi Life all songs?
I can't believe it's actually gonna sing whatever I type.
There's some really crazy things that you can do. I remember seeing all sorts of clips of Tomodachi Life before, but not really all that much. Who is this?
Hold up, I didn't change
Poof?
anything after that point.
Oh, Poofisher.
I love how it's
That's the creator's name.
All right, this has got.
I don't know who this is. A big YouTuber apparently. I'm doing pretty alright. We're just tuning into the Nintendo Direct. They announced a new Tomodachi Life, so we're looking at
Here we go.
some of the stuff that you could do in the original game. That's the same one, I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Most replayed right here? What is this? Hold on. Hold on. So the game lets you get away with swearing, or would that have to be modded to allow that? Does this count as stealing his vid? Oh yeah, I'm content stealing now. Hey, I gave credit there by showing the original creator. If ever I do things around here, I try to do them in order.
That was awful.
Serious question. Is this something that people would like to see at like some sort of LAN event or like a 24-hour cherry stream or something like that? Is this game? Here, I'm gonna close that really quickly. We have the link in the YouTube vid now. To figure it out. You have the tools. But yeah, it's not stealing content if you have your face cam in the corner and laugh a bit here and there. That's right. You said it. Exactly. I'm being transformative. I'm not content stealing. In fact, I should go edit this later and remove like the bit where it showed the original channel, and then you just have to like guess what the heck it is. Just crop everything out, and then it looks like it's my content. Yeah, that's right. I'm being so transformative. It's mine now. You can't have it. Time to earn the big bucks off of other people's content. I can't wait. Man. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do here. But yeah, hello, Rico Man, and it was great. We're getting Pac-Man, not Soulsborne. What the hell am I saying? Metroidvania. Why do I have Soulsborne on the mind? There was Tamagotchi Life here. And, I don't know whether I would see myself playing Tamagotchi Life on the 3DS and then this game when it came out. Like, maybe as a joke kind of thing, as something that people would be interested in seeing. It doesn't seem like the kind of game that I would be genuinely interested in playing, but I know that a lot of people get a kick out of it, and there would probably be a decent bit of laughs along the way. I mean, I played Metopia on the channel here. It could totally go into that playlist of me games, what I just call it, or something like that, where we just kind of have laughs along the way, and not being like the most in-depth mechanics to really explore and break the game into, like something like whoops. Like something like that or anything, but just be like a bit of a laugh fest along the way. I don't know. Something to potentially consider. Maybe it's something that I play on the channel when it comes out and do the original first, but no guarantees. It could be kind of funny. Make a playlist that includes the Tamagotchi Life and the Metopia playthrough that I did or something like that. Tamagotchi, isn't that those little digital pets from the 90s that you had to keep alive? That's Tamagotchi. And that was in the Direct too, actually. That was right here. So we have Tamagotchi and we have Tamagotchi as well. So yeah, to avoid confusion, we do actually have both in the Direct here. But yeah. Let's see here. I have a speculation. Since we got a new Tamagotchi game that is releasing next year, maybe the Switch 2 might some online featuring the Mii's again. Might have some online featuring the Mii's again. Maybe have to dip now. Enjoy your stream. Okie doke. Take care of the Reggie Bump. I might dip here in a hot second as well. Just like usually whenever I do a direct kind of presentation thing where Bob, I'll usually try to upload it on YouTube shortly after, but I also like to continue my streams and keep on playing stuff. And the thing is, if I continue streaming right now, it's gonna be a hot second before I can here, you want to see Tamagotchi? Before I can get this over on YouTube, because I'll probably just be streaming until I go over to pick up my little cousin to go make some jelly today, is what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be making some blueberry raspberry jelly with a bunch of berries that I dug up from the freezer recently and may as well be used up. I got rickrolled by your Patreon page. Is that a thing that I had on there? I forgot that I did. If so, wow. Also, I have been meaning to recently, like, make a bit of a shared folder on my drive that just has, like, all my video essay script stuff and add it onto, like, that Patreon thing, considering it's one of the things I promised on that page. So, you know, look out for that soon. Like, sorry about the false promises up to this point. Some cute dog compilation video? Oh, what? I don't remember what all I have on there. Oh, is that the one where it's like you click for cute dog compilation? It's a rickroll. I set this up like a couple of years ago. I don't even remember at this point. I do not recall. Anyway, I would normally keep streaming, but my cousin's kiddos are on spring break right now, and my little cousin and I were gonna be making some jelly today across the next couple days, since it's a 2-day process. Juice the berries one day and then actually make jelly out of the fruit juice the next day. So I just said, just shoot me a message on Discord whenever you want to do it. Like, I'll be up all day because of this direct that I'm getting up early for anyway, and then I'll come by, pick you up, and we'll go start making some jelly and stuff. So I figured I would just be streaming until that, But if I keep on streaming and then I do that, then I'm only going to be able to like get this onto YouTube like way later. But if I wrap up the stream right now, I can immediately start exporting this to YouTube. It'll be there and process. And then the moment that we're done with jelly making, I can make like a thumbnail and description and then publish it because it's already on YouTube and like processed to full HD and stuff. So for the sake of time efficiency, it might make the most sense to just like chill out on streaming for like 15 minutes here and then come back. Like literally just make a highlight of this, export it to YouTube. That might only take me like 5 minutes. Is what it might just do. and then we're good here or something or other. A guy talking to the Malamar looks like a drug dealer. Could edit on stream. It would be cool to see your process. I could do. And then this stuff is all just like off camera for the direct stuff. Malamar? Hold on. The guy talking to the Malamar? He looks like a drug dealer? What are you talking about? This guy looks like a generic Pokemon hiker. Except after losing a bunch of weight, I guess. What do you mean he looks like a drug dealer? I don't see it. All the sniffles. Anyway, yeah, I feel like I don't really have a whole lot of input to offer. I could revisit Metroid Prime 4 if there's anything that I want to analyze, but you know, I feel like with things like the Pokemon games, I'm a lot more speculative about like, let's analyze these graphics. How is this going to hold up? How does the story progression work? Whereas with other games that I am genuinely hyped for, like Metroid Prime 4, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool, new stuff, the psychic powers and things. But I don't really care all that much about analyzing in depth. I'm just like, hey, cool, new stuff. I'm excited. I'll just experience it when it comes out. You know, just kind of see this. I don't feel super compelled to be analyzing this kind of stuff. Well, yeah, but Metroid Prime 4 has fun game mechanics. True. I mean, the game mechanics of the new Pokemon game are going to be very different with it being a real-time system, which I am going to be intrigued about how it works. Like, it'll be interesting to see how the balance works. Like, are you just going to be able to dodge, like, everything, considering you can dodge things? Is it going to feel Xenoblade 2-like, or what exactly is it going to feel like? Or Xenoblade 3, like you could argue as well, since that one is stuff assigned to the face buttons as well. But, you know, I'm going to immediately think of Xenoblade 2 first, considering, you know, art's over here. And then over here you have your blades, whereas you have your Pokemon here, so I'd say it's more Xenoblade 2 like. Yeah, it probably will be. Until they add in, like, the super hard difficulty mode. I think this is probably one of the biggest announcements from this Direct. And I still find it really odd that they added this digital game sharing, like, at the end of the console's life cycle. Like, I mean, clearly the Switch is still going to be supported, where it's like, if a game can run on the Switch just fine, may as well release it on the Switch, because the Switch 2 will be able to play it as well anyway, because of back compatibility, so may as well at that point. But it's still odd. Like, I mean, I presume that they're doing this with, like, the Switch 2 coming out, and I presume that if you want to share, like, your own games to, like, your own consoles, you would just log into your account on the Switch 2, like, restore your purchases, get your save data from the cloud and stuff like that. But maybe someone is playing on the Switch and wants to lend their digital game to someone that has a Switch 2 or something like that. And then they can lend their digital copy of, like, Pikmin 4 or something like that, and it can be played for a 2-week period. Like, I don't know. Like, it is nice to have a game sharing option rather than, like, just not having that option there for digital games. Better late than never. But man, is it late. Switch 2, they're just like, hey, it's time to actually put a system in place for that. Imagine a new icon being added for the Nintendo Switch at the bottom of the home screen. Literally like a week before the before the Switch 2 presentation, and after the Switch 2 has already been properly announced. Like, again, better late than never, but it's just such weird timing. But yeah, only buy physical games. Why would I buy digital games? Yeah, and then you can also just lend for whatever time period you want, rather than it being like a 2-week thing. Like, for example, my little cousins, I'm pretty sure, still have my copy of Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know if they're playing it. It's probably around somewhere. Maybe I should ask her back at some point in case they randomly want to play it during a LAN event. Or my copy of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Maverick Zero of Fragapalooza staff. He's had my copy of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for like the past couple months now. I don't know if he's even still playing it. I think he's sinking his teeth into Xenoblade Chronicles X now because he was chatting about that the most recent time that he was in stream. But here's my copy of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I can hold on to that for however long. It's not like a 2-week thing where he needs to get it renewed from me. Though I guess with the digital games, you don't have to worry about someone stealing something. Maverick could technically just be like, I want to be evil and like never return this copy. And then it'll just be like super awkward every single year that I see him at Fragapalooza and every single frag meeting when I know that he's stolen my property. So I guess there's no stealing there. Yeah, and I guess you also can't resell digital games if you decide you hate it. Yeah, I mean, the only pros of digital games in the case of lending is that you don't have to worry about people stealing them. Which I wouldn't be lending games to people that I'd be concerned about stealing them anyway. Who the hell in their right mind would realistically want to lend a copy of Nintendo Switch Sports? Like, genuine question. Is it just, hey, I don't want to see this icon on my Switch for a while. Please, let me unload the burden on you. I'll pay you. Please. Also relying on a Nintendo service when lending, and relying on Nintendo is a terrible idea. True. And speaking of relying on Nintendo, I really don't think I want a Nintendo app to be delivering me news on a daily basis. Like, I think I'm good, honestly. Like I was saying earlier in this stream, knowing Nintendo, this app is going to come out incredibly lackluster and missing so many essential features, just so that when they drop those essential features, they can announce it in Nintendo Direct and be like, we're adding these new essential features to our app, just for an excuse to be able to bring up said app again during future presentations. Like, knowing Nintendo, I feel like that's the way that this is going to go. That's what they've been doing with their online expansions, where it's like, hey, Nintendo 64 games or Game Boy Advance games, here's an incredibly small library, just so we can trickle out new games from time to time so we have new stuff to announce, and here's an obligatory reminder that this is a thing that exists. Because why would we have all this stuff available from the get-go, and then things are only spread by word of mouth, when we can instead have a lackluster library and keep on adding stuff, and we announce when we keep on adding stuff, and then people keep on hearing that this is a thing available, and they might hear that this is a game available and they want to play it. Where they're more likely to hear that this is a game available if we're announcing, hey, there's 2 new games available now, as opposed to the likelihood of them hearing that that game is available. If it was already part of like a vast library at the get-go, it's more likely for people to be like, oh, that game's available now. Maybe I should look into getting it. It's what they've done with the Nintendo Music. It came out with like friggin' next to nothing. From my understanding, there's still next to nothing there, but they keep on adding new stuff so that they can, like, you know, post about it and be like, hey, we finally added this thing, and keep on advertising it. Like, that is such a Nintendo formula when it comes to their live services and their apps, is come out with basically nothing, like, not even the bare minimum, just so that they can keep on adding stuff and saying, like, hey, we added this stuff now, big announcement, and then they get, like, more reasons to bring it up without seeming like it's out of nowhere. Like, they have a reason to their announcement. It's that they're adding new stuff rather than just like an ad for like the exact same amount of content that's always been there. Like, that is the Nintendo formula. So I very much do not trust Nintendo apps and services, like, even by content alone. Like, I do not trust them service and reliability wise, and I definitely do not like their handling on content. Like, this, there's not going to be that much of this at first. That's just how Nintendo operates. Just imagine 2 weeks is up, they lose access to it, but you don't get it back. Suddenly you're pulling out Japanese translator to contact support. Imagine. The game doesn't return to you when it's supposed to. I didn't get my digital copy back, and now your digital copy, your virtual game card or whatever they call it. Yeah, virtual game card is just forever stuck on someone else's console. Or it just ends after like 3 days or something like that, and that person can't play the game anymore. That's wow. That's certainly something, isn't it? Anyway, I guess this is where I'll wrap things up for the Nintendo Direct. I'll see if I can make a highlight out of an existing stream here. I might not be able to, so maybe I'll try to keep the stream going. But this is where I'm going to wrap things up for the Nintendo Direct, because I don't feel like there's too much else to talk about this. You know, some cool game stuff. some really surprising announcements. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to engage with this. I don't think I'm going to engage with this. I think I'm good. I'll just keep an eye out for Metroid Prime 4 and keep an eye on the Pac-Man Castle Metroidvania game here. Because I am a little bit intrigued, not gonna lie. The dark twist on the classic Pac-Man game or whatever they called it. Like, who needs Hollow Knight Silk Song when you have what was it called again? Shadow Labyrinth. This sounds like the name of some shitty movie that was based on a book that was adapted poorly, is what this gives me the vibes of. Are you gonna do a Metroid Prime playthrough on the channel when it comes out? Yeah, I played all the Metroid Prime games up to this point, like in preparation for, including the spin-offs. So I done Metroid Prime 1, and then Metroid Prime 1 Remastered came out, so I played that. So I played Prime 1 twice, and then I played Prime Hunters on the Nintendo DS at Janland last year. And then I played Metroid Prime 2 at Fragapalooza last year. And then I played Metroid Prime Pinball at Extra Life last year with the 24 hours of pinball games that drove me up the wall. And then played Metroid Prime 3 at HoloLand last year. And then played Metroid Prime Federation Force at Janland this year. So I'm all caught up. The only Metroid game that I haven't played, apart from like things I played remakes of originals, like I'm counting those as played. I'm counting Metroid 1 and 2 as played because I played the remakes. Excluding like the originals of remakes, the only Metroid game that I haven't played is Other M. And I may as well do that sometime after Prime 4. So yeah, absolutely doing a playthrough of Prime 4. And then sometime after that, do a playthrough of Other M just so that I can say that I've played every single Metroid game on the channel. Again, apart from the originals of games that there was remakes of. Shadow Labyrinth sounds like an edgy Maze Runner knockoff. Yeah, it sounds like legally distinct Maze Runner here. Or someone would make like a video game that's meant to be like adjacent to Maze Runner, but they call it Shadow Labyrinth. Wait, is that hashtag consume darkness? I didn't even see that. Like, I could see people writing like hashtag Shadow Labyrinth just to signify that they're talking about this game. I didn't even notice that. Who is gonna be doing the hashtag consume darkness to signify that they're talking about the game? Like, anybody sees a post like that on any platform, they're just gonna think that that person's trying to be like edgy and just failing at it. Not that they're actually talking about this game, because who would notice that on the side? Hashtag consume darkness. That's what I should put on this video afterwards. When I put this Nintendo Direct like reactions and discussion on YouTube, that should be one of my hashtags, is hashtag consume darkness. I'll be like one of 2 creators that has like hashtag consume darkness, and I can guarantee you nobody's gonna be searching up by hashtag consume darkness. I'm gonna be hurting my SEO with that. The odd person might click it just to be like, who the hell is writing with like, who the hell else content creators apart from Acoustic Harmonia are writing their YouTube descriptions with the hashtag consume darkness hashtag? Like, it's not quite as good as something like Pokemon Master Sex from years ago, but hashtag consume darkness is pretty good. Have all the ones had like hashtags next to them afterwards and I never noticed? Because I've never paid attention to that side of the screen. Do they? Yeah, they do. They do show like what hashtags you should be doing for spreading the game. It looks like some just do 1, so you're not obligated to have 2. Hold on. Yeah, that was just 1 of hashtag Patapon. It makes sense to just have 1 to focus on, where it's like, yeah, you want to show that you're talking about this game, just have that hashtag. This one doesn't have any hashtags, and it has like a different end card than the other games. Does the Disney Villains Cursed Cafe have a hashtag? Consume Darkness should be a hashtag of the Disney Villains Cursed Cafe. Gosh dang it. Oh, there we go. Come on. It's just Disney Villains Cursed Cafe. Not like Drink Darkness or anything like that. Yeah, Witchbrook. So most of them just have 1 hashtag just being like the name of their game. RFT of the Necrodancer. I didn't even see that it was of the Necrodancer. I've seen gameplay footage of the Necrodancer games before, but I guess I just wasn't paying enough attention at the time. Is there hashtags for Pokemon Legends VA? Hold on here. That one has a different end card as well. Yeah, there's no hashtags for this. Whoever pushed for Consume Darkness as the hashtag needs to be demoted. No, they need a raise immediately. I want a hashtag Consume Darkness. Doesn't seem like there's any on this one. Hashtag Virtual Game Card. I assume there wouldn't be any hashtags with this. Or anything. Yeah, so all the ones that have this end card come with a obligatory hashtag of at least one, it seems like. All the ones that have that standard Nintendo Direct thingamabob. Yeah, hashtag everybody's golf. The Marvel thing. Yeah, so most of them just have a hashtag the name of their game. But for, I keep forgetting the name of it. Shadow Labyrinth, yeah, that. There's hashtag Shadow Labyrinth, it was just like the name of the game. And then the hashtag Consume Darkness. I'm totally putting the hashtag Consume Darkness on my YouTube video title later. Be like the one content creator that uses hashtag Consume Darkness. That is so good. All right, I think now for real is where I wrap up the part of the stream for the Nintendo Direct stuff. I'm gonna see if I can use the Twitch highlighter tool and highlight this and export it and stuff like that while the stream is still ongoing. I know you can watch streams, like the VOD of the streams, while they're still ongoing, so I presume that you can highlight too. I've never actually tried before, I don't think. Otherwise, I guess I can always end stream and then boot it up again. And sure, I can keep stream going that way, why not? But yeah, this wraps up the Nintendo Direct stuff. I'm gonna edit this, and then I guess I'll switch over to Xenoblade Chronicles X or something like that, because that sounds fun. Or maybe I'll grab like some... I only ate like an apple and a granola bar. I mean, maybe I can grab like another granola bar while I'm working on stuff here. And yeah, there's gonna be another Nintendo Direct reaction / discussion immediately next week, considering there's going to be the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff that will properly unveil that console and show what it's all about, and presumably show some games like Bloodborne Kart for the console. Can't wait to see that. So yeah, we're gonna have another one of these videos very, very soon here. Man, I can't wait to hashtag Consume Darkness. But yeah, I guess that wraps things up. Spam, if only I was a big enough content creator to actually get a decent amount of people to do this. Spam hashtag Consume Darkness in the comments of this video. I want to see your support with the hashtag Consume Darkness hashtag. And maybe some Pokemon Master Sex, because that's the best one ever. Okay, yeah.